All right, here we go. We are on to our final wheel and brakes. We are at the rear here. So same drill as the front. You're going to jack it up, get it supported, and take your tire off. Still a 7/8 lug nut socket. So let me zip this off and then we will pick up from there. All right, here we are. Tire is off. So it is going to be very similar to the fronts, which if you're doing the rears, I'm going to assume you've done the fronts before because fronts go out quicker than the rears. But here we go. Nonetheless, we'll get into it. So we got a 13mm caliper bolt on the top and a 13mm caliper bolt on the bottom. So normally you can break these loose, take them all the way out. You don't ever have to hold the other side of the caliper, but you may have to. In my case, Mr. Yellow Loctite got his hands on the back ones just like he did the front. So these all suck. At least they did on the other side. So this hold nut is really weird. It's a 20mm, which is a strange size. So you're gonna wanna make sure you have a 20mm wrench to hold that if you need to, but I'm gonna crack these loose. So remember, you crack loose the top, crack loose the bottom, and then take them out to make sure your caliper doesn't go slanging if you take one all the way out. Well, I'm gonna crack them loose and then get them out of there, and then we'll go on from there. Oof. There we go. At least you know they weren't gonna come off. All right, so then you just take your caliper off just like that. It should work off of there really easily. Now, these brake pads are actually kind of goofy. So to get these ones out, they have these little retaining tabs that want to hold them. So you need a little small flathead, and you need to press these tabs down as you slide the pad rearward to make sure it can come out of there. I find it easier to do if we just remove the entire bracket assembly and then do it like in our lap, which is how I'm gonna do it. To do that, you have an 18mm here and an 18mm there. Just hope it is not yellow Loctited like these are. And I'll record this one. I recorded the front whenever I did the front. This is something else, man. My back won't be the same for maybe the rest of my life trying to get this shit loose. It is unbelievable how freaking tight these are. You're wondering, I'm definitely not the strongest guy around, but I'm pretty big. So like, you know, that's a lot of force. So you can actually press these pads out inwards and then drop them out of there like that instead of having to push down on those little tabs if you just take the whole caliper bracket off. So that's why I prefer to do it that way. So we'll set this to the side for now. Next step is going to be getting this rotor off. If you don't wait as long as Mr. Russell here does, you can go get your rotor turned at any local auto parts store. It's a lot cheaper. It's about 30 bucks, I think, per rotor, as opposed to a little over 100, which is what these cost. We're gonna go ahead and swap this out. Ugh. This is a good time to get in here and look at your parking brake setup and also check to see if grease is slinging like this. All right, I wanted to show you this real quick. So I'm actually doing the driver's side before I show you how to do it on the passenger side. That's how I always do it. But I hope I don't see this on the passenger side. Look at how greasy all of the parking brake components are. If you look real closely in here, you'll see his rear axle, outer axle seal is slinging grease. It ain't sealing. I wanted to show you, if you take your rotor off and there's a bunch of grease and slime on everything, that means you're in for an outer axle seal. Just check that puppy because it is slinging. Yeah, so that rear axle is going to get sealed. We're going to get him in touch with Mr. Kent and handle that later. This is also a good time to clean up your hub mounting surface. If you got some red Scotch-Brite, sand that down if it's got a bunch of chunkies on it. This one is a Texas truck. It looks pretty dang clean. So we are going to douse all of this down with a brake cleaner, this whole thing, let it drip and dry, and then we will slide our new rotor into place. All right, here's the aftermath. I mean, you just can sit back with your brake cleaner and just douse her down. Just knock all that brake dust and grime and stuff off of there. All right, while that brake cleaner is drying and dripping off of there, we are going to depress the caliper piston. This fancy tool right here, I will have a link for this and for brake pads and rotors and everything else in the description below, and some of them up here in the video. But this is called a brake caliper piston ratcheting tool. If you're going to change your brakes more than once, I highly suggest getting it. It's like less than $20 on Amazon, and it is freaking awesome, man. You just stick it in here just like it is. You'll see the pads lined up against the teeth and against the piston, and then I'll set you over here. You can just ratchet this puppy and compress your piston right back on in there. There we go, we're all the way compressed. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. If you want to spend money on the ratcheting tool, what you can do is take an old brake pad like this, you lay it in against the piston like that, and take a C-clamp and go around it, and then tighten the C-clamp down. The problem is they like to try and walk and get wonky, so you need to make sure that you stay in the center of the pad to squeeze it in, otherwise you might caulk the piston, and if you do that, you're going to be in a world of hurt. So ratcheting tool is the preferred method, but you can use the C-clamp. All right, here we go. We're ready to slap our new rotor on and then continue. So let me grab that. We'll slide it into place, and then we will mess with the caliper bracket. All right, here we go. Our rotor is slid on and in place. You can actually see the little holes on the face of the hub where these line up, so you can just make sure you reline them up to the same spot. All those are for, though, is if your brake shoes wear out to a point where they're getting stuck on the rotor trying to get it off, you can put bolts in here and use the bolts to run them down and pull the rotor off if it's stuck. Otherwise, that's it. Next step, we are going to use our brake cleaner, and we're going to douse down this caliper here, and then we'll start working on the caliper bracket. I like to hold it out and away from the new rotor, even though we're going to douse that puppy down too when the time comes. But we're just trying to get as much of this grime and nasty off of here as we can before we apply our grease to that puppy. All right, with the bracket, it's going to be kind of the same story. Let me swap that camera. So just like the fronts, you can grab these little retainers here and just pull them off. I will say though, this hardware feels better than the hardware that comes with these new pads. So you can just take it off just like that. Bam. Now we are going to brake cleaner this too. This is a good time to mention, if you got a bunch of grimies and stuff up in here, you can get a little wire brush or even like a bristle brush and then clean it up and then rinse it off. Just make sure it's pretty clean. But as much as I keep saying it, we are far enough south that rust isn't an issue, and none of this is grimy or crusty, so you can literally just douse her down like this and then just set her down, let her dry, and she'll be plenty clean. This is also a good time while it's drying to check. You want to make sure you move your caliper slides, and they can move in and out real easy and freely like this. If they're gummy at all, just pinch the rubber with your fingers and pull the slide out. You can rinse off the old nasty grease on it if it's all dried up and chunky, and then slather some new synthetic brake grease on, and then work it back and forth to just make sure it's nice and springy and easy to move, just like these ones are here. Here we are putting on the hardware. So the hardware is very easy. You're just gonna line it up into the grooves here and then press it down until it clicks in. And these ones, for whatever reason, this hardware is not super tight to the bracket, but it doesn't matter because when you put the pads in, they're gonna hold it up, so it's not gonna like do anything crazy. So the reason I like to do this while it's off the vehicle is because our next step is going to be to put a small dabble of grease into each one of these channels where the brake pads ride, and then wipe it around so there's a small thin layer for the pads to make contact with to help prevent squeaking. You don't need a whole lot. It's not a bunch of grease, it's just a small layer away from where the rotor surface is going to be, but just to let the brake pads slide on it. So I like to use my finger, and I'll just, oh God, this is what I'm saying about these not like being super secure on here. It's kind of annoying. Wish they would have done a better job on these. I'm gonna go clean out all this nasty yellow Loctite on these bolts, which is uncalled for, and then put some blue Loctite in it, and then I will be putting this bracket back on. I'll put the torque spec for these bolts up on the screen now, and then I will pick up once this is tightened up and on the car. All right, here we are. We are all tightened down, ready to put our pads in. The pads I got are actually labeled inner and outer. But you'll see that as long as your wear indicator tab is on the top on the inside, that is the correct position, and the outer one does not have the indicator on it. These will slip right on in there. You just put the feet lined up with the bottom. Now, I have had issues with these ones where I kind of got to push up with my finger on that upper bracket, where it kind of wants to sag and not hold in super tight. But here we go. Did I say the wear indicator tab goes on the bottom? It goes on the top. I'm sorry. But there we go. We are in and squeezed. Just like that. Now these pads will hold this hardware up. It can't go anywhere now. So there's no concern about it like coming out or doing anything. But yeah, your wear indicator tab goes on the top on the inside. Last step here, we're going to take our caliper. We're going to apply a little bit of more synthetic brake grease to this guy. We're going to put it right around the face of the piston that presses on the pads, and we're going to paint it right here where the caliper makes contact on the back side of the pads also. Now we are ready to set this puppy back on here. Make sure you don't twist up your brake line. It needs to be untwisted. Wah. Just like so. When you slide it on, you're gonna have to press in your little caliper slides here so they'll clear. The caliper, owie, pinched my finger. That was a good pinchy. All right, so we'll put this up in here now like this and get these fingers started, and then we will tighten them down. I will put the torque spec for these bolts on the screen as well. There we are all tightened up. So at this point, all you gotta do is put your tire back on, and before you drive the truck, make sure you pump the brakes up, because you ain't gonna have any until you do that. It's probably gonna take like 3 or 4 pumps, and then the pistons will tighten and everything will be good. These are ceramic brake pads, so I would suggest looking up a brake bedding procedure. Just Google it. It's kind of complicated. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's like a few runs of like 40 miles an hour, slowing down to like a slow roll, and then doing it again with like heavy braking and then medium braking, and then you're basically just getting them hot and binding them to the rotors, and then you let them cool down and they are good to go. But hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you want to see more. Also, if you got any dirty fingerprints on here, you can always just give it one last spritzer of brake grease, or brake cleaner. Sorry, I use so much grease that I can always say grease. But all right, I'm gonna get this on and we're gonna get this brakes pumped up and we're ready to roll.